With this bull run right around the corner, I want to introduce what I consider to be the game over theory. Let's jump right on into it. All right, guys, we're still actually sitting in that sideways range from 14 to 19 cents, and we haven't broken out of that yet on the downside or the upside. The bullish catalysts on the horizon for KASPA, it's hard to say what it's going to do, whether, we'll just keep testing that 19 cents for a little while for the rest of the summer until Bitcoin decides to make its move, or if we're going to actually defy the market like we did last year and just go on our own little bull run, regardless of what the rest of the market does. So I still think that DCAing is a good idea. I would say anything under 20 cents at this point is good DCA territory. Maybe go a little heavier if we get some, downside action, a little lighter towards the top end of that, if you wanted to, play it like that. But nonetheless, chart still looks good, and we're kind of just still moving in that sideways channel, even with the excitement we just got over the last few days. So moving on, make sure that you get your Tangum wallet. If you don't have one already, it is a must-have for any crypto investor. It is unhackable and nobody can steal your funds. It keeps your crypto off of the interwebs and is the safest way to store your crypto in the meantime. We've got to understand that even if your crypto bag is not that big right now and you're not worried about it, it will grow exponentially in the next 6 months to a year. And you do not want to keep that much money on an exchange. You do not want to keep that much money in a hot wallet because it is less safe and more hackable. So get yourself a Tangum cold storage wallet and keep your funds in your own custody. It is the most important thing that you can do if you're investing in crypto. Link for the wallet official page is down in the description. Use code CATDADDY at checkout for 10% off of your purchase. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is a theory that KASPA is the game over scenario for crypto. And it's not me that's going to say it. I want you guys to watch a video clip of this gentleman here on the left being an early miner adopter and was once the top KASPA holder in the entire world. This whole interview is very good, and shout out to Tactical Investing for getting this interview and airing this interview. I suggest subscribing to Tactical Investing. He does some KASPA content as well, and he mines KASPA. So his name is Christian Ludwig, and he is going to explain, he's been in KASPA for a very long time, he's been mining for a very long time, and he's going to explain why, in his opinion, KASPA is potentially the end game in the crypto space. So let's have a watch, and then we'll talk a little bit about it at the end.
Particularly into proof of work assets that are fair launched. So that's bullish. Due to the fact that I think the market is going to reflect values of cryptos based on where their tech is actually at, more so than in the past. If KASPA's tech stayed as it were today, so 1 block per second, no KRC20s, no DAG-Knight, anything like that, I think it would top out around $1. However, there are two big transformations that are going on with the project that are both going to happen within the next few months, right, and are going to happen in time for the real bull market. We're kind of in the early innings of the bull market. We haven't done the classic Bitcoin all-time highs, right, others alts all-time highs. That's when things really get exciting and go 4 or 5 times higher than they're currently at. But because KASPA is about to 10x in speed and transactions are going to be virtually as fast as we're used to doing anything on the internet, it effectively completely fulfills the role of peer-to-peer cash, right? Where it's already reached the pinnacle of what peer-to-peer cash could be, because it's more decentralized than anything. It's as secure as something like Ethereum or Bitcoin, more secure than Ethereum, it's proof of stake now. And it's as fast as essentially like we're used to using the internet, right? So that's something that cannot be overlooked because it's massive. And then on the other hand, we have KRC20 tokens coming, with full tradability, full ability to launch and mint,
right,
which essentially takes on the expressive world of the likes of Ethereum and become, in my opinion, better than Ethereum in terms of speed, decentralization, because and fees and security.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just take Ethereum head on right now.
Right.
40% of it's pre-mined. KASPA's fair launch.
Right.
Ethereum is now proof of stake, which requires a 33% attack where someone can just buy that supply and then attack the network. It's a lot harder, as you know, to buy what it would take, like probably 30,000 ASICs at this point to attack the KASPA network, and all the electricity required to do that. So that's security. And then speed. Ethereum takes 30 seconds to a minute, 10 minutes at the peak of the bull market.
Right.
KASPA is going to take a second for these transactions, or as fast as you can blink, essentially. So not only do we have the ultimate peer-to-peer currency in the next few months, but we also have the ultimate expressive asset.
Right.
And I think people are going to realize that. People are going to realize the peer-to-peer thing once the 10 blocks per second upgrades out, and they just start sending transactions. You're going to blow up on Twitter. Everyone's going to see it, and they're going to say, well, is this secure? This is decentralized? And then people are going to explain how it is. Game over. And then the game over with Ethereum is, I believe, once Tether or Circle starts minting on the network, USDT or USDC, and exchanges start adopting the network for withdrawals and deposits. Because in the past year, Solana had no activity on the stablecoin network, and now it accounts for over half. And then Ethereum's 25%, Tron's 25%. Stablecoins on KASPA are going to be more decentralized by far, by multiples of magnitude, than Solana, Ethereum, or Tron. It's going to be more secure by multiples of magnitude, mainly because they're all proof of stake. And then it's going to be even a lot faster than Solana or Tron. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be, once exchanges adopt deposit and withdrawal with the KASPA network, and once USDT and USDC are on the network, there's going to be no reason to use any other network. The reason people still use Ethereum versus Solana, because it's slower and more expensive, is they think it's more secure. But once something more secure comes along, there's no reason to use Ethereum. Once something faster and cheaper comes along, there's no reason to use Solana or Tron.
Right.
So my bold prediction is that the KASPA network, probably within a year or two, is going to assume 70 to 100% of stablecoin transactions, which is $1 billion in volume per day. So because these two things are happening in the next few months, which are incredible technological feats for the digital asset space,
right? And
then you have DAG-Knight development, you have native smart contract development. I personally believe KASPA is going to top out near $10 and a blow-off top.
So Christian here thinks that we are going to top out in a blow-off top at $10 per KASPA, which is intriguing because I tend to still think the $3 to $5 range is where we're going to top out in the bull cycle this time around. I've heard other YouTubers say a lot higher prices. I would still urge everybody to proceed with caution when any price prediction is put out there, because you don't want to look for a certain price and then end up missing the top and writing everything all the way back down. Although with KASPA, maybe that's not such a bad thing because we think it's going to be around for multiple cycles. That being said, he also stated that he thinks that KASPA is going to assume 70 to 100% of stablecoin transactions. And that's also intriguing for him to say. I do kind of agree with him on that. I don't know about 100%, but for instance, we've talked in previous videos about Tron being the stablecoin blockchain, because all it does is facilitate stablecoin transactions back and forth because it's the cheapest and it's the fastest. And his theory here is once something cheaper and faster comes along, then why isn't everyone going to move their stablecoin transactions to that new ecosystem? And it's more secure as well, so it's not centralized like Tron is, as well as Solana being kind of in the same boat. Solana has accrued a lot of stablecoin value over the last year, which drives up the TVL for the project, because you've got to total value locked is what that means. It's basically just the usage on the blockchain, or block DAG in KASPA's case, and you've got to use KASPA as the gas fee for all the transactions. Just the volume of use on the chain, or DAG in KASPA's case, is going to up the price of the underlying asset. In this case would be KASPA. So very interesting stuff there from him. And he's been in the crypto space for a while. He's been through multiple bull cycles. Seems to know what he's talking about. So I'm going to play one more video clip off of this interview real quick, because I think it's important. Let's take a listen.
So when you look at KASPA, what do you think is going to be the thing that takes it to, what do you think is the next big event for KASPA? Do you think it's going to be KRC20? Do you think a finance listing? What do you think it's going to be? Like, is it going to be some news article that Marathon Digital is mining KASPA? Like, what do you think is going to be like this big thing that's just going to make KASPA go up, insane in just a couple of days?
Yeah, the biggest thing is people using the network. I think the jump from like a 3-second confirmation to a sub 1-second confirmation, it's a big deal, but in terms of user experience, it's not a big deal. From my timing, sending a KASPA transaction right now is faster than me paying with a credit card somewhere, or just as fast.
Yep.
So while it is a big revolution to have these efficient Rust nodes and have 10 blocks per second, it's huge for mining decentralization, and a fair playground, as we talked about. I think KRC20s is actually going to be the thing that wakes up the whole industry. Because if the user experience is good, that's the only question I have. Is like, is the user experience going to be good? Is it going to be sexy?
Yeah.
Solana did a good job at that right out the gate, with Phantom, their UI, everything. If the user experience is good, there's no reason why it shouldn't be crypto's black hole from all other chains. Because it completely solves the trilemma. There's no debate.
Right.
And at that point, it's just, where's the activity and money going to come from?
Right.
And meme coins and KRC20 and USDT, USDC, it's the best marketing you can ever get.
Sure.
So I think the KASPA KRC20 is going to kind of be a key point in crypto history.
Interesting. Cool.
So again, his take on KRC20 being a game changer for KASPA because of stablecoin use and because of meme coins and other projects potentially, just the usage of the network in general in the crypto space. In his words, he says it's going to wake up the whole industry. So let me know what you guys think about this interview down below. If you haven't watched the whole thing, I recommend going over to Tactical Investing's YouTube page and watching this whole interview. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts below, and let me know your thoughts on the clips and what you think about the whole game changer and black hole scenario of KASPA moving forward. So pack your damn bags before it's too late. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.